Hello and welcome to another update video on Bitcoin. So Bitcoin has bounced from the Thursday low, from this support area I mentioned. You might remember if you watched the previous video, we talked about the 4-hour relative strength index and we saw a bounce. And that was because the 4-hour was oversold. So the 4-hour RSI reached the area below 30 and then reached resistance around 110,112 to 114,246. So whenever the 4-hour time frame is oversold, there's a good chance for a bounce. It doesn't always have to be the lowest point, but typically there's a chance for a bounce. And we saw that, bounced quite nicely, and now we have tested the first resistance area. So I already shared with you in the last video that what we could be dealing with here is this move down that can take us to round about 99k, which is the 55-week moving average, exponential moving average, maybe even a bit lower. It's basically the same situation that we had already before. Can't remember where that was exactly, but we talked about it before, about the potential for the price to reach 99k. And this is the next setup for it. The next setup, it's a 1-2 setup to the downside, but it will become less likely with a break above 114,246. So as long as the move to the upside unfolds now in 3 waves, it could be our yellow wave 2. If we can move higher than that, it's likely turning into the orange scenario. So I mean, as long as it's a 3-wave move up and we stay below 114,246, that's the yellow count. If we can move higher than that, and even unfold in 5 waves, then it's likely orange, which means the B wave that in the yellow count possibly already topped would then be extending. I don't think there's an easy way to really distinguish between them. Right now, this is quite a choppy range here. Bitcoin has not given us a high probability setup here. Don't confuse the labels with a high probability setup. This is all still within a range. You can see that. I mean, look, basically Bitcoin hasn't done anything since, I would even say, May 25, because we were just, we're just moving sideways, chopping around here, up and down, slightly higher high. We're falling back into the same range, and basically we're now trading in the same range that we were trading in already in June and in May. So from that point of view, not much has changed actually on the Bitcoin chart. That in itself is neither bearish nor bullish, I would say. It really depends on how Bitcoin now reacts to this range. And my concern is, I explained that in the last video update, that we have seen a 5-wave decline, which could be yellow wave 1, and a 3-wave move to the upside could be unfolding right now. And that's yellow wave 2. So there's a clear pivot between the orange count or something more bullish and the yellow count, in which we might simply be working on a corrective bounce and could then steer decline. And that pivot is located at $114,246. So is there still a chance to all-time highs from here? Possibly, but it would have to be a diagonal pattern or some kind of a very strange 1-2 setup here. I don't view the white count at this point as high probability, and the reason for that is the 5-wave decline that we saw from the Monday 27th of October high. So that is I would say that's the concern I have, even though it's of course possible we would need a break above initial resistance to make the white count more likely again, because if we break above initial resistance, a more directly bearish count in yellow will become less likely. So we can remove that then from the chart and white will start to take the lead. I also showed you on the daily time frame, and this is just something I want to show you in case we get another low on the Bitcoin chart, what I'm watching for, because I'm watching specifically here this area for reaction on the daily chart. I mentioned that I think in yesterday's video as well. Specifically if we reach this trend line there around 35. 35 RSI on the daily time frame is important for a potential bounce, because we saw several reactions here before in August, several times, September, September, October, and so on. So that's the update on Bitcoin. Hope you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment, and subscribe. And if you're interested in additional updates, then make sure to follow our X channel as well for additional charts, news, updates, and much more. Thanks so much. Bye-bye.